Hello, my name is Dr. Clifton Lewis, and the purpose of this video presentation today is really to try and demystify robotic heart surgery, to try and tell people what's involved in it. There's a lot of misunderstanding about what robotic heart surgery is, what the robot is, what the role of the robot is, and what the role of the surgeon is. And I think the main thing that, or myth that needs to be debunked is that the robot itself does the operation, and nothing could be further from the truth. Really all the robot is an instrument. It's a very fancy, very complex, very advanced instrument, but that's all it is, and it's under the complete control of the surgeon and his assistant at the table side. The advantages of the robot really come from being able to miniaturize the instruments, those being the scissors, the forceps, the needle driver, any kind of surgical instrument that you use on the heart, and we make it very small and we put it on the end of a very long stick. And that allows us to place those sticks through the small holes in the body, advance them into the heart, and then they have 540 degree freedom of motion around. So it really is like rolling your wrist 2.5 times, and we're really able to do a lot more complex motion inside the heart and miniaturize it. In addition to that, the robotic camera is a high definition camera. It magnifies the structures by 10 power, and it allows us to see very minute parts of the anatomy of the heart, particularly the mitral valve, which is our most common robotic heart operation. Finally, when you're using the robotic instruments, the computer takes any tremor out, and tremors are ubiquitous in surgery. Everybody has a tremor. The computer is able to translate my emotions from the surgeon console and then translate it into a motion of the instruments with no tremor at all. So what I was going to do is I was going to walk you through and show you the components of the robot. The first thing you want to look at is this. This is what we call the surgeon console, and this is where the surgeon sits. And the way it works is that the surgeon sits at a stool, he puts his head here, and he can see. And one of the advantages of looking through here is that we have 3D view. Usually when you're doing a thoracoscopic, arthroscopic, laparoscopic operation, it's a 2D vision. And one of the advantages of having two cameras focused is you get 3D. Under where the eye ports is where we have controls for the arms. The right arm is controlled on the right side, the left arm is controlled here, and they really are just like toggles on a game. There's some foot pedals, and the foot pedals, there are 4 of them. One is to clutch, to disengage any of the arms if we want to move things around. There's a camera pedal, a focus pedal, and then 2 pedals that control our cautery, where we use to cauterize things that bleed. There are a number of other little instruments here that control, but basically the way it works is that when the robot's set up, is that the surgeon will sit right here and he'll work and manipulate it. If you look at it, we are right next to the patient. Our console sits right next to the table, which is where the patient is. And our assistants, and there's 3 people scrubbed at all times up here. The assistant or the tableside surgeon works here. I work here. This console, the surgeon console, is connected by wires through a computer in what's called the vision cart. And that's how we control the cautery, the camera, and the motion of the arms, which is right over here. And these arms here are connected to small sticks that are put through the sidewall of the body and advanced into the heart. So this is all run by a person. It is not run by a robot. The robot does what we tell it to do, and it won't move unless we tell it to move. And there are multiple advantages to using the robot, and we're going to go over that in some of the other videos on this website. But the basics include we don't have to divide the breastbone to do an operation, and that really speeds recovery. Instead of 2 months, it's down to 2 weeks for most people. Instead of 7 days in the hospital after mitral valve repair or an atrial septal defect repair, A lot of people go home in 3 to 4 days. People don't bleed as much, so they don't get as much blood transfusion. The risk of infection is almost eliminated. Cosmetically, it's much more appealing to do a robotic operation because usually you can hide that operation. For example, in a woman, she can wear a bathing suit and no one knows she was ever operated on. In the case of a mitral valve repair, the odds of obtaining a successful repair with a robot for us are significantly higher than they are through the breastbone incision. If you have any other questions about robotic heart surgery, or if you'd like to know if you're a candidate for a robotic heart or even lung operation, please feel free to contact us. You can click through to our website or you can contact us at the telephone number listed below. And again, thank you for your attention.